Latest on the Queen Elizabeth Stakes is another old rocker, Kenny Calner. Ken.
Am I what? About my vintage, Bear, about my vintage. And what a race this is, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Gary Willits, you're a Jeune fan.
Oh, I certainly are, Ken. Look, I'll have to stick with him. If I let him go, he'll get up and win on me, so I've got to stick with him.
Well, I'm going for the 3-year-old Dane Win. Let's have a look at the prices. These two are warriors at the top. Number 1, Rough Habit at $21. Number 2, Durbridge at $21. They might be quite as good as they were, but they won't disgrace themselves. Jeune, a hot favourite, $2.80, getting out to $2.90. Pharaoh at $13, $12 All Our Mob, $8 Telesto, Calm Harbour $11, Salcantay $100, March Hare $9.50, Voting $26, Mapperley Star $41, Skywatch $51, L'Amour, the roughie of the field at $200, Dane Win in from $6 to $5.50, and he'll come in a little bit more yet. Here's Bear.
Thanks, Ken. It's a full time.
Thriller of the day, Max. I think Dane Win, the 3-year-old, still looks good after his hard campaign, and I think Gary Willits was pretty happy with Jeune.
Oh, Jeune looked magnificent. And I noticed Durbridge walking around here, Ken. I think he's got blinkers back on. I'm not sure if he's had them on for a while.
Well, Durbridge is certainly at good odds. Number 1, Rough Habit, is getting out to $26, but Durbridge, on the other hand, has come in from $21 to $17. Jeune out to 2-1, still favourite. Or as I speak, I notice he's back into $2.90. They can't make up their mind, these punters. Pharaoh is out to $15, All Our Mob at $13. Telesto, TAB number 6, is out a point to $9.50. Calm Harbour, TAB number 7, is at $11. $100 for Salcantay. March Hare is showing $9.50, almost out to $10. $26 for Voting, $41 Mapperley Star, $51 for Skywatch, $200 for L'Amour. Dane Win showing at $4.50, and he might firm a fraction more yet. But the favourite is Jeune. He's trained by David Hayes, and I spoke with David earlier. David Hayes, is today going to be the day for Jeune?
I think so. We've taken the gamble to give him this one last run, but if track works any guide, he's flying, and I expect him to win.
He'll come from back in the field?
It just depends on the tempo of the race, but he'll probably be on the bad side of midfield, and he'll appreciate this big straight, being allowed to balance up, and I think he'll get home very hard.
There's been a suggestion that the track may have been too hard at Rose Hill, and he just may have jarred up a touch.
Well, he did. He wrenched a joint that day, and I, straight after the race, was a bit critical of the horse myself. I didn't think he hit the line, but if he'd seen his joint the next day and that night, but we've been able to treat the horse. He's responded to treatment with the 2 weeks between runs, and we've got him right today.
As good as when he won the Melbourne Cup?
Comparable.
Nice answer. What about after the day to stud?
That decision will be made in probably 36 hours or 48 hours after the race. If his joints are sound, the Sheik's a little bit interested in racing him for another season, because he's only been here for racing for 7 months. He's won just over $2 million, so he's fit and well. He just might do it again next year.
Well, good luck whichever way you go.
Thank you.
Right, Dave, that was good. David Hayes, and there's his horse Jeune, and the jockey, of course, is Wayne Harris. On the tote at the moment, Jeune $3 exactly, and Dane Win's second favourite showing $4.10.
Beautiful looking horse, Ken.
Sorry, Gary?
Beautiful looking horse.
He certainly is. As he goes into line, it's time for us to go to our caller, Johnny Tapp.
And we'll have these runners on their way at any tick of the clock in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth Stakes. 2,000 metres. Durbridge, a 7-year-old. Rough Habit is an 8-year-old. Jeune, 6. And he's been the biggest tip at Randwick all day, Jeune. Now they're set. Last couple move in, and the starter, Billy Cooper, is coming over to release the field in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth. They steady down. Off and running now. Pretty good start with All Our Mob first out. Pharaoh began well, so did Skywatch, and Durbridge being allowed to amble up to join those leaders. Then L'Amour, Dane Win began well, and Jackie Share's going to go forward on the 3-year-old. March Hare will get into a handy posse, followed closely by Mapperley Star. Rough Habit is fairly prominent today on the outside of Jeune, and then Calm Harbour. 2 lengths away Voting, another 2 to Salcantay, and 3 lengths last is Telesto as they go over the mile crossing. To the back, and Durbridge in his very favourite roll. Kicked away to lead by 2 lengths on L'Amour. Dane Win is third. He's still 3 deep at the moment. All Our Mob fourth on the fence. Pharaoh is easing back a bit now. And then Mapperley Star, followed by Skywatch, March Hare. Rough Habit is next. Over on the rail, Calm Harbour, Jeune between horses, followed by Voting and Salcantay. And 2.5 to Telesto, who's keeping in touch. Past the 1,200 mark, Durbridge the leader by a little more than a length to L'Amour. 3/4 to Dane Win on the outside in a good spot now. All Our Mob is fourth on the fence, followed by Pharaoh. Then Mapley Star, further back Sky Watch, March Hare midfield from Rough Habit, Calm Harbour, Jeune. 2 lengths away Voting, joined on the outside by Salcantay, and 2.5 to Telesto as they come to the crossing. Durbridge the leader, Lamour got to second. Third, Dane Win on the outside of All Our Mob, followed by Pharaoh. 3 deep, Mapley Star on the fence. Sky Watch being pushed along, followed by March Hare, who's about 7 off the lead. Further back, Rough Habit, Jeune on the fence. A gap to Salcantay, Voting and Telesto, and something's gone amiss with Calm Harbour. He's dropped out a distant last. Into the straight in the Queen Elizabeth. Durbridge the leader over Lamour. In third place, Dane Win, who gets his chance, followed by All Our Mob. Then Sky Watch, Pharaoh, Mapley Star, and March Hare to the extreme outside as they come over the rise. Durbridge still in front at the 200. Dane Win is about to go after him. All Our Mob on the inside is running a hell of a race, and here's Jeune coming out of the pack now, past the 150 mark. All Our Mob tackled by Dane Win and Jeune. Jeune headed Dane Win close to home. Jeune drawing away. Oh, he's a better horse at Randwick. Look at him go now. Jeune draws away to beat Dane Win. March Hare third, followed by All Our Mob, who ran a good race, and then Sky Watch from Mapley Star, Voting. Further back, Rough Habit, Pharaoh, Telesto, Salcantay, Durbridge, and Lamour is last in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth, bar Calm Harbour.
Too Good Jeune, and a brilliant ride by Wayne Harris on Jeune to win the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Jeune goes with Dane Win over the rise. Too Good from here on, and Jeune, kidded to by Harris, just slapped down the shoulder with the whip and goes on to beat Dane Win, forever the bridesmaid, it seems, by 3/4 of a length, with March Hare, you'll see, holding on to get, or coming on, I should say, to get third prize. Dane Win in the centre, tackled by Jeune. If you back Jeune, $3.10 and $1.60. Dane Win second will pay $1.70 for the place, and number 9, March Hare third, will pay $3.10. The story, Jeune, Too Good, as we take a break on the wide world of sports.